So anyway, I sang at Stevie Sweet for about 8 years, but in this time I declined as a person. I drank more and more, and suffered with anxiety, and had no idea what was happening to me. And what was happening was that I had never sorted out just what damage. The damage, I don't know. Yeah, damage can be repaired. What damage? All that bullying did, all that instability from my childhood, all this thing of knowing that just because I love arse, just because I love a handsome face with sideburns, a hairy chest, just because I love men, I'm wrong, I'm bad, I'm going to get beaten up, I have to leave home. I'm afraid it happens, but it's a shameful thing to do, to me. So I hadn't ever addressed any of that. No one else could appreciate it. And I never used to think about it. It never came to me as a conscious thought. But I was frightened. I was frightened because I had reason to be frightened every day of my life earlier. And the fear stayed with me and used to find anything that it could. And during my 20s, AIDS and HIV came along, and I was always frightened all the time. When that came, it was just kapow. It just locked into. It's like my fear was just looking for anything, and then this thing came, and it was so dark to live through that. To just think I'm dying all the time. To be 25, 6, 4 in my 20s. So I would be drunk a lot of the time, especially at night, just to get me through. Not roaring drunk, but drunk enough to just take the edge away. None of us knew. There was no test, there was no cure, there was no name. People would disappear, people would start getting thin. You were bad, it killed gay people. It was just more shit on top. And I can only really speak of my own experience, but it was just, I can't do this one. I can't do this one. I've done all of that, and I can't do this one. I just can't. But how do you live with that attitude? You know, really my attitude now is I'll do anything I can. I'll just keep going. But that took a change, and eventually, at the age of 28, I had an affair for quite a long time with a fella, and he was lovely. And I was just not a bitch, not nasty, but I was very hard to live with. I was a slippery character. I because you'd sit with me and I'd look fine, but I was actually trembling inside, and I had to get to the pub and get some beer in me because I don't blame me. How can you sit with it? And it's habitual and it's addictive. So in the end, I was an alcoholic, and fake. I was fake, because I was always covering something, so that's fake. So there was always a sort of a frantic edge to me to make everything laugh and funny, because underneath was just eventually I just couldn't take that anymore. The career had, it was just sort of, I think people thought, isn't it a shame that he doesn't do something with it? And the answer was he could barely keep going, let alone the leap to be successful in show business, to get out of the way all the people that want to be where you are, and all that is so competitive, and to be clever enough to break through, and lucky enough but clever enough. I took more than I had. And when I was 28, I finally went and got some help. I went to burping. And I went to the Samaritans. I think I found the Samaritans, and then I went to a rehab thing for 10 weeks, and completely in 2 weeks, my whole life changed. I think I was so ready that all it took was just someone to just hold my hand, and it wasn't going to be a man, which is good because that's not the most healthy. It was a place, and I went there every day. And I got all of this stuff out. And more than getting all this stuff out, that's not just it, was putting new things in and new beliefs in and kind of like seeds that then you've got to keep nurturing. And one of them was just keep going, always keep going. You know, don't be hard on myself was the other one. You know, something coming through the letterbox. It could be an offer of a movie. That was the best thing I ever did. The best thing I ever did was giving up. Because giving up in that moment to something that doesn't work and just going in, asking for help, immediately it was like, alcoholism is an illness, so you have an illness. It's not curable, but it can be knocked into touch so that you don't have to think of it again. I haven't drank for 19 years and 6 months or something. I never think about it. I don't think I'll ever drink again. I don't think I'd ever want to drink it. Why would I want to drink again? I could do all manner of crazy things. But one thing I do know is that drink doesn't work. I do miss... I was at Gay Pride on Sunday, and actually I'm not sure. There was people... That was interesting because I had all manner of good behaviour and bad behaviour from gay people, and not violent behaviour, but pissing in the street and all sorts. There's a carnival, thousands of people. I just stood there and watched. I was never really the sort of person to go mad in that sort of setting anyway, but I wouldn't want to join in something like that, actually. No, I don't know if I was ever really that kind of person. I just went along. That's what I mean with the gay scene. Sometimes that's what's there, the most visible thing. You go in there and you go along with it, and it doesn't fit a lot of people. And I'm much happier having a meal with friends and things now, or going to the theatre, going to a movie, or going to a sauna, or going to a sex party, or whatever, but something that's not quite mad. But it still can be, you know, she's an edgy old thing. I got sidetracked then from the 70s and things. But anyway, so in 1990, I get myself better after all of this. It took 28 years. And since I was 28, I've been me, truly me. I think when I was 16, I went and found that man, and I found the gay scene. And that was the beginning of the not family me, the new gay person me. But I was so broken, I was so frightened, and it's not psychotherapy, is it? The gay scene is not psychotherapy. A pub is not psychotherapy. You sit there and get gently numbed out, pick someone up, go home. Well, sure, that gets you through the night, but the next day you've actually not got anything from that experience to repair you or make you better, if that's what you need. If you're fine, well, yeah, it's like going out for an Indian meal won't do it either. Chinese meal won't do it. That's not what they're for. I got better, and immediately then what happened was the sort of Scott Tyler effect was, okay, I got a voice, I can sing like Judy, I'm 30 years old, I'm not going to make it as a pop star, I missed the boat. What can I do? And so I absolutely targeted myself. I got all the Judy Garland videos I could of her performing, and I started an association with a man called David Buswell who does my music. He's wonderful, and invented the name Petula Garland, which is a cross between Petula Clark and Judy Garland. And the gay scene still remembered me. I mean, a lot of people always knew Stevie Sweet. So they kind of gave me just one show. I stopped for a year to leave him behind and then come with something else. And so I got one show at each place. A lot of places didn't want to know. Nobody wanted to book Petula Garland. Who the that? But I said, do not say former Stevie Sweet. Don't mention any of this. I mean, he wasn't anything anyway, but don't link it to anything. Just in she comes. I got this wig and everything else, and me and my mate Jim went to the first pub, and I don't remember where it was now. I don't remember where it was. I think the first time that she sang at all was at an AA convention in 1993-4, and explosive, and then very quickly a pub. That pub I did, brought the house down, and immediately it was like, can you come back in 3 weeks time, I'll give you 50 quid. Woo! oh, I used to get 30. I did that one, and immediately then a phone call from another. I can't tell you how exciting. I cannot explain how exciting. Here is my gig diary from then, and it's full, and it's just full. I was everywhere. I was in Hatfield, I was in Streatham, I was at Ruby's Club, I was at the Woodman in Stratford. I don't know if that pub's still there. I was at Reflections in Stratford. That was a nightclub. I was at the White Swan in Mile End. This is in 2 days. I was doing 2 shows a day. I was at the Phoenix in Cheltenham, and then the Penny Farthing. I don't know where the Penny Farthing was. I was at the Hartington in Eastbourne, if that's still there. Hiya. Why didn't you book me more? The British Prince, which was in the East End. The Barley Mow, that was in the East End. I like that one actually. They had a big bowl that they with the ice in, and it was all very. And that was a nice one. I'll tell you why I remember that. That's funny because I've just picked this book up. We haven't planned it, but that was nice because it was the thing about the East End was. How could you explain it? It was very sensual as well. The guys, by and large, weren't frightened of gay people. Hello, babes, come in. And the wife would be there with like very Barbara Windsor blonde hair. And they loved you. They weren't frightened. Because that's the biggest thing I think about this gay stuff, is that people are frightened. You're going to do something. What kind of a butch man is frightened of a fairy? That's not very PC, but come on. Some camp little gay boy walks into a pub and you have to beat him up. What kind of a butch man needs to do that? I tell you, it's because he's frightened that his mates are going to think that he wants to fuck that fairy. And actually, if he cares that much, he probably does. And anyway, what's the difference? What does all this matter? I think a lot of women that are very anti-gay, I think they are unsure of their femininity and they don't want us poaching their men. Well, quite frankly, you know, you don't lose what you haven't got a tight grip on. You don't lose what doesn't want you. And again, in America, I lived in America for a while, and it's quite backward in its views and quite homophobic. Even the people that think they're forward, they're actually, compared to us, quite homophobic. And one of them was saying, I think the age for gays should be 21, because you don't really know yourself until you are that age. Baloney. I knew when I was 9 that I was gay, and now I'm a little bit more bi. There'd have to be a man there charging this thing along, but if Rod Taylor said, would you like to just play around with Doris Day, it'll turn me on, well, Rod, I'll have a go, because it doesn't change actually who I am at all. But